This has easily been the worst day so far for Donald Trump in this whole Epstein saga, connecting him to Jeffrey Epstein even further than we already knew. But it just got even worse for Donald Trump because, according to some new reporting from the Wall Street Journal and from the Oversight Committee, new pages have been obtained from Epstein's birthday book where a letter inside talked about Jeffrey Epstein selling a woman. That's right, selling a woman to Donald Trump for tens of thousands of dollars. This reporting is explosive. The Trump White House absolutely does not want you to know about it, which is exactly why we're going to cover it right now in this video. But of course, we do have to start here with just a brief summary of what we've seen. The Wall Street Journal earlier today published the birthday card that Donald Trump sent to Epstein in the early 2000s. We've seen the card now for the first time ever, and it's incredibly creepy. It's the outline of a woman or maybe even a little girl, and the dialogue back and forth is incredibly strange. Donald Trump saying, "We have certain things in common, Jeffrey," or "Enigmas never aged. Have a wonderful birthday. May every day be another wonderful secret." Signed with Donald Trump's signature. And of course, MAGA tried to do a little bit of damage control, claiming that the signature isn't real. But if you compare the signature in that letter, which you can see right here, with other letters he signed at the time in 2000 and late 1990s, you can see that the signatures are identical. That is absolutely Donald Trump's signature on this birthday card for Jeffrey Epstein. And no matter how hard MAGA tries, they cannot change the facts of the story. And that brings us to this. Some new reporting from the Wall Street Journal and some new publications from the Oversight Committee releasing new documents from this Epstein birthday book. And this one is truly crazy. They just dropped this on social media moments ago saying, "New page from Epstein's birthday book. Epstein and a longtime Mar-a-Lago member joking about selling a fully depreciated woman to Donald Trump for $22,500. Before we look at this photo, I want to give you some context on what we're seeing right there. The Epstein estate, and this is according to the Wall Street Journal, also turned over another letter from the book that references Trump. It came from businessman and longtime Mar-a-Lago member Joel Pashkow, who made a crude joke about a woman that Trump and Epstein socialized with in the 1990s, according to people familiar with the matter. The Pashkow letter included a photo of a poster board-sized check for $22,500, which had been mocked up to appear that it was sent from Trump to Epstein. Beneath it, a handwritten caption said, "Jeffrey showing early talents with money plus women sells fully depreciated, redacted," the woman's name is redacted, "to Donald Trump for $22,500. And they confirm that the woman's name is redacted in the image. And here it is. I want to show you it in its entirety. This is the image. You can see if you zoom in here, let's just get as close a look as possible. The middle man wearing the hat is Joel Pashkow. The man on the right is obviously Jeffrey Epstein. The woman in the photo, who you can see on the left, her identity is being covered, or at least it appears that that is a woman in the photo. And her name, if that is the same woman as in the letter, is also redacted. We don't know who this is. I hope that they unredact it. I hope we learn who Jeffrey Epstein was joking about selling to Donald Trump. But anyway, you can look at the check, and it says, "To Jeffrey Epstein," from Donald Trump, his signature at the bottom there, and it's an amount of $22,500. And this is the handwritten letter that was just referenced in the Wall Street Journal article. Jeffrey showing early talents with money plus women sells fully depreciated, redacted name to Donald Trump for $22,500. Showed early people skills too. Even though I handled the deal, I didn't get any of the money on the gig, is what I believe, or excuse me. Actually, my apologies. That says on the girl, actually, at the bottom. I thought that said gig for a second. It says, "Though I handled the deal, I didn't get any of the money on the girl." Wow. So that's actually just something I'm just seeing for the first time as the story is coming out really, really recently. But yeah, this is a letter in Epstein's birthday book joking about selling a girl slash a woman to Donald Trump from Jeffrey Epstein. It's absolutely insane. It's an explosive part of this story, and it just adds to the insanity that we've seen today, which is, starting off with this birthday letter, but then further, that different piece of reporting from the Wall Street Journal. And it's also worth pointing out that just earlier today, we have another leaked audio of a senior FBI official talking about a cover-up in the Epstein case, saying something's being covered up, the files won't be released until the administration is over, and he speculates that a lot of powerful Democrats are on the list, but none of the people that are in this position to answer the questions are willing to do so because it's clear they're covering something up and protecting people. Just take a look at this clip. It came from James O'Keefe, who is actually quite conservative, but just take a look at this briefly.
It's clear that they're covering something and protecting someone or some people. There are a lot of powerful Democrats that are also on that list. There's definitely something being held back. I don't think it's going to come out until this administration's over.
A recent story.
Wow. I mean, those are just some damning quotes in and of itself. And you can see them there. I couldn't play the audio because there's music in the background, but it's clear that they're the White House covering something up. There are a lot of people on that list. I don't think the list is going to come out until this administration is over. That's pretty stunning stuff. And so far, with all of these different explosive pieces of information coming out about Trump's connection to Epstein, he hasn't addressed it once. He's just posting randomly on Truth Social, as he usually does. For example, his most recent post in the midst of all this chaos is as follows, quote, "Congratulations to Nick Bosa on an unbelievable play in the San Francisco 49ers win over Seattle. He was born to be a star. President DJT." Just absolutely no mention of the birthday card he sent to Epstein. And that's the same with another post he put out talking about an awful murder of a Ukrainian refugee, and he just approaches it in the exact wrong way, as he does in a very inflammatory way. But nonetheless, Donald Trump is ignoring this story like the plague. But people around Donald Trump are not. Eric Trump was on Newsmax earlier this evening and decided to attack the story, as did the very conservative Newsmax host as well. And I just want you to take a look at this clip to see, you know, the perspective that the MAGA right is coming at this from. Even Trump's own family is coming at this from. Take a look.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's something also beyond all this stuff. The news story today is that this stupid drawing, that your dad allegedly gave to Epstein. And you and I actually were sitting around joking about this a while back when it first came out. We were like, this is the most absurd stuff in the world. But Mike Johnson is like walking back. Last week he said, he was an FBI asset in the whole prosecution of this. Then he tried to walk it back. So this is like the dumbest thing in the world.
I can tell you my father does not sketch out cartoon drawings. I mean, it's insane. Not to mention Epstein's lawyer said he asked specifically about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump never once came up, and there was no correlation. And it's ironic, given that my father was the very guy that threw him out of the club because he thought he was a scumbag. My father's intuition was actually incredibly right. But
yeah, I mean, there's the weakest excuses from Eric Trump. I mean, just making stuff up on the spot, saying, oh, my father doesn't doodle. We know that's completely false. Epstein's attorney said nothing about Donald Trump, or said that Epstein never mentioned anything about Donald Trump. That proves absolutely nothing. That does not clarify anything about Trump's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, it's just crap from Eric Trump, as expected. And Midas Touch correctly pointed out that there are a lot of MAGA people on Twitter right now and different social media platforms who are defending this. I mean, J.D. Vance said that Democrats don't care about Epstein. They don't care about his victims. That's why they were silent about it for years, which is not true. He said no one is falling for the BS. Caroline Leavitt had her own statement saying it's all false. MAGA influencers like Charlie Kirk saying, does the below from the Wall Street Journal look like the signature from Trump? I don't think so. It's fake. Benny Johnson also called it fake, saying that it's time to sue them into oblivion. So just remember these people's names. Remember their cover-up of one of the worst criminals in American history. And remember how they're protecting him and the people associated with that man. It is absolutely atrocious. It's disgusting. But this is what the MAGA movement is doing. And I just once again want to reiterate how absolutely insane this specific new piece of reporting is. Talking about Epstein selling a woman to Donald Trump, a trafficker selling a woman to Trump. I mean, this should be the biggest story of the day in combination with the birthday card. But nonetheless, I'll leave the video there. I just had to bring you this reporting. It's so crazy. Make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. It goes an incredibly long way. Drop a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think about this story. And as I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.